children, welcome to Guru Gedara, and today with a very interesting lesson we have our dear teacher Miss Dushanti with us. We'll say a big hello to Miss Dushanti. So, hello Miss Dushanti.
Yes, hello.
So how are you today?
I'm fine. I hope you are keeping fine too.
That's right, I'm very fine too, and hope our kids are very great today as well. So what are we planning to teach our children today, Miss?
Yes, Suchitra and children, today also I hope to discuss some writing activities. It's a continuation of our previous lesson on writing essays and articles. Today I hope to give you an idea about how to write dialogues and speeches. Yes, children, first we'll look at how to write speeches.
All right, Miss, when you write a speech, so why do we deliver a speech first of all?
Yes, Suchitra, we always deliver a speech, but before delivering a speech, we must write it out. Then only we can confidently deliver the speech. So actually, a speech is to inform or tell the audience about a topic, an event, or an area of knowledge. So, for example, if we take importance of rainforest, so we give the audience or the spectators some idea about this rainforest, the importance of it. Then another thing, to explain how to do something, we explain in a speech, we explain how to do something. For example, how to pass the exam easily, how to do a game, how to play cricket or something like that. Then at the same time, we deliver speeches to persuade or convince the audience about something. Example, stop cutting down trees, right? So we can, through our speeches, we can persuade the people to stop cutting down trees because it is harmful to the environment. So another thing, for a specific purpose, that is, for example, farewell speech. Now children, in your schools also, sometimes teachers get transfers to other schools and they get retired. Then you will have to deliver a speech. So these speeches are farewell speeches. So that way, we deliver speeches in different occasions.
All right, so this is why we deliver a speech. Now, when you plan a speech, Miss, what are the factors that you have to include?
Yes, there are some factors, children, that you have to take into consideration. So first, you have to think about the audience. You should know the audience to whom you are going to give or deliver the speech. Then you have to identify the objective, why you are going to deliver this speech. Then, according to the objective, you are going to gather some necessary information and then decide on the message that you really want to convey through the speech. After that, with the information that you have already gathered, you have to make an outline of the speech. With everything, you write out the speech. The final part is the delivering of speech. But we stop here because for your exam actually, what you have to do is to write out the speech. So therefore, we stop there up to writing speeches. Right.
All right, Miss, is there a format of a speech?
Of course, why not? There is a format. You can see that, children, the format. First, you have to greet. Greeting is the first thing. Then there is salutation and introduction, body and conclusion. Just like in essays and articles, here also we have, children, introduction, body and conclusion. That is the main part. But apart from that, when you deliver a speech, you have to greet and you have to have a salutation. Why is that? You're speaking to people. There is an audience in front of you. So therefore, you have to greet them first. Then you have to take permission from the audience. That is called the salutation. You greet first, saying either good morning, good afternoon or good evening, depending on the time that you are delivering your speech. and then you get the salutation according to the audience that are in front of you. Then you go to your real speech, that is giving introduction, body and conclusion. So, if we look at the introduction, children, again just like in the other things, the same thing you have to do. What? Get the attention of the audience. Here you are delivering a speech. So, the audience should be attentive to your speech, or you should be able to grab their attention. And your introduction should preview the topic or the main ideas. For example, it should give some hints to the audience as to what they are going to listen. So, therefore, you have to have an introduction with some hints about your main speech. Then you have to create trust as a speaker. The audience should believe you. They must see that the speaker is going to tell some truth or something real. So, that trust should be there. Then when we come to the body discusses the main idea or the message, your main message. So, there include sub-points with the main points. You have a main message, you can divide it into different sub-points and you can include them in the body. And there you have to include necessary connectives to relate the points to each other. Otherwise, there won't be, or there will not be a coherence, or there will not be a flow in your speech. To get the flow, you have to connect one idea with the other. So, therefore, you have to use connectives such as however, although, in addition, moreover, that way, right? Then we come to the conclusion, the end of the speech. There, just like in your articles and essays, you do the same thing, children. What is that? Summarizing the main points. Here also, as you come to the last part of your speech, you have to summarize your main idea, just to make the readers remember what you have been talking about, so that it will be easy for them to remember what they have listened to earlier. So, and again, you conclude it with a good statement, with some maybe inspirational statement, right, depending on what you are talking about. Okay. Then children, just like in earlier sessions, here also I have an activity for you, just to see whether you all have gathered the information that I have already imparted you, or that I have already given you, how to plan your speech. So, remember children, again, what are the parts? First, you have to greet the audience. Then you get the salutation, or you take the permission from the audience. Then you go to your introduction, where you give a hint to the audience. Then you come to the body or the main part of your speech. You get the conclusion, that is the final part. So, having that in mind, just try whether you can get the flow here, or whether you can rearrange these parts. So, this is the speech given by the student who came first in the Young Inventors competition this year. The paragraphs of the speech are not in the correct order. Reorder them by writing the number. So, you are going to write down the numbers and reorder them. Just see whether you can find the correct order. Yes, Suchitra?
All right, I will read it for our children now. A. I attended school regularly and never neglected my homework. I liked science practical lessons the most, as they were helpful in my experiments. But everything that I learnt in school was important for my work. B. Good morning, principal, deputy principal, teachers and my dear friends. I am happy to share my experiences with you. I never dreamt of becoming the best young inventor of the year. However, I had a strong desire to try new things. Though it was difficult at times, I never gave up. C. My dear friends, I should finally tell you that you have to believe in yourself. If you set yourself a goal, have strong determination and dedication, then achieving your goal will not be a big challenge for you. Thank you. D. I will never forget the support given by my parents. They provided me with everything that I needed for my experiments. They were with me all the time. E. The reason behind my success was my determination and dedication, and also the encouragement given by my teachers.
Right, children. I hope you have listened to it and you watched it, and I hope that you have got the order. Right? Let's check. Okay, the first thing or the first part, that is B. Good morning, principal, deputy principal, teachers and my dear friends. Look at that, children. As I told you, what is the first thing? Good morning. That is a greeting. Right. So what is the second sentence? Principal, deputy principal, teachers and my dear friends. What is that? Salutation. So taking permission from the audience. So you definitely know that this might have been a speech delivered at the morning assembly, most probably, right? Then the speaker comes to the introduction. What is that? I am happy to share my experiences with you. I never dreamt of becoming the best young inventor of the year. However, I had a strong desire to try new things. Though it was difficult at times, I never gave up. Look at the introduction. So it gives you a hint. What is the speaker going to talk about? He or she is going to talk about the experience of becoming the best inventor of the year. How he achieved or how she achieved the goal, right? That is the introduction. Okay, then you see the salutation, then you see the greeting, salutation and the introduction. Yes, then we come to the body part of the speech. The reason behind my success was my determination and dedication, and also the encouragement given by my teachers. Another point, I will never forget the support given by my parents. They provided me with everything that I needed for my experiments. They were with me all the time. I attended school regularly and never neglected my homework. I liked science practical lessons the most as they were helpful in my experiments. But everything that I learned in school was important for my work. So that is the body, you see, different things he or she, the speaker, discusses in different subtopics. That is the body of the speech. Right. Then here you see, my dear friends, I should finally tell you that you have to believe in yourself if you set yourself a goal. Have strong determination and dedication. Achieving your goal will not be a challenge for you. Thank you. Right. Very inspirational ending. You see, this is the conclusion, children. You can see it clearly. And he says, I should finally tell you. So you can add something like that when you conclude the speech, right? The speaker summarizes everything, what the speaker has been telling to you. And at the end, the speaker gives you an inspirational statement telling you to have strong determination and dedication to achieve your goal. So that is very inspirational. This is what you have to do. Right. Okay. That is how we do speeches. Right. My next thing is writing dialogues. Right. What is a dialogue, Suchitra?
A dialogue, it is the exchange of spoken words between two or more people.
Yes, you're correct.
So, what are the points to remember when you write a dialogue?
Yes, children, you have some points to remember. You have to provide information in your dialogue, and you have to keep the dialogue brief. That means short, without writing a lengthy one because it may be boring. Remember the characters. Remember who the characters are talking to. That means sometimes the dialogues are or the conversations are between your friends, among your friends. Sometimes it is between the teacher and the students. Sometimes it is between the children and the parents. So it differs. Then you have to keep the dialogue real. That means you have to use exclamations, right? Really, wow, things like that, which comes in the normal, natural language. The character's speech depends on where they are, what they are engaged in, their age, etc. Because sometimes you are asked to write dialogues between your friends or among your friends near the canteen, when you go to the playground, in the classroom. So different situations are given to you children. Then you have to think about the situation and you have to talk accordingly. And at the same time you have to think of their age, because adult speech is different from the children's speech, and so on, right? And be consistent with what the characters speak. That means all of a sudden you can't include something from somewhere. You have to have the flow. You have to gradually go on or tell your story or whatsoever. Don't jump into another one all at once. And another thing I must tell you children, sometimes we use dialogues in creative writing too. That means when you write stories in your story writings, so you have to include dialogues. There, children, remember to use quotation marks and a comma when you include a dialogue in a story. For example, I'm going to the market, said the mother. This was heard by my little brother who was in the kitchen. I want to come with you, he said. Now see children, you look at it. Mother says something, my brother says something. So those are quotations, they say. So when we include them in the story, you have to put quotation marks. And because there is a break there, you have to add a comma as well, just like you see in the example. Right children, now again I have an activity for you. And here Kasun comes back to school after 1 week as he had been suffering from fever. Complete the following dialogue between his friend Mohan and himself. So this is the situation given. Always you are given a situation, and according to that situation you have to build up the dialogue. Yes, Suchitra?
All right. So, Mohan and Kasun are the characters. Mohan says, hello, Kasun, how are you now? Kasun, I am blank. Mohan, did you see a doctor? Kasun, yes, blank. Mohan, what did he say? Kasun, he asked me to blank. Mohan, does the teacher know why you were absent? Kasun, yes, my father sent her blank.
Right. Okay children, you may be having different answers, but these are some suggested answers. All right, so we are going to act it out. Miss Suchitra, can you take Mohan's part?
All right, I'll be Mohan.
Right, then okay. I'm going to be Kasun.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So, hello, Kasun, how are you now?
I'm fine, thank you.
Did you see a doctor?
Yes, of course.
What did he say?
He asked me to stay in bed for a week.
Does the teacher know why you were absent?
Yes, my father sent her a letter of excuse. Right, children. I have another small activity for you. This is it. Your friend went on a trip with his family during the school vacation. Complete the dialogue between you and your friend discussing about the trip. Right? Here again, this is the situation. So, what are they talking? C. Yes, Suchitra?
You and your friend. You, hi, your brother told me that you all went on a trip during the vacation. Friend, yes, we went to Nuar earlier. You, how was the trip? Friend, blank. You, did you visit Haggala Botanical Garden? Friend, blank. You, what else did you do? Friend, blank. You, wow, it sounds great. I'd love to hear more about your trip, but my mother is waiting there for me. See you later. Friend, blank.
Right. Here we go. These are the suggested answers, children. You may be having different ones. It doesn't matter. Right. This time, you are going to be you, Suchitra.
All right.
Right? I will be friend. Okay, let's start.
Okay. So, hi, your brother told me that you all went on a trip during the vacation.
Yes. We went to Nuar earlier.
How was the trip?
It was very interesting. It was very enjoyable.
Did you visit Haggala Botanical Gardens?
Why not? There were many flowers in full bloom when we visited it.
What else did you do?
We went on a boat ride on the Gregory Lake.
Wow, it sounds great. I'd love to hear more about your trip, but my mother is waiting there for me. See you later.
All right, goodbye. Right. So, children, that is how you should attempt at writing dialogues. So, those are some of the examples. You can try some more dialogues in your writing book. You can try some more dialogues in the workbook or maybe in your pupil's text. Right. So, we have come to the end of our lesson. So, if we summarize, when you write a dialogue, it should provide information. You should remember who the characters are talking to. You should keep the dialogue real. So, I discussed all these things. Then, when you plan a speech, you should know the audience, you should gather information, you should write the speech inclusive of introduction, body and conclusion. At the same time, remember children, in your speech, you have to add greeting and salutation. That means when delivering the speech, definitely you will have to take permission from the audience and you have to greet them. Then only you come to the introduction and then your message and the conclusion. So, I hope children, you have got some idea with regard to dialogue writing and speech writing. So, it will be helpful for you when you go for your exams too, and even in your future you will need these things.
All right, so join hands with Guru Gedara, and when you want to watch these programs again and again, your YouTube channel is channel NIE. So stay safe and then be happy. We'll meet you with another very interesting lesson. Goodbye.
Goodbye.